Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to be part of this Express Technology Sabha 2015, and I am thankful to Express Computers for giving me an opportunity to be with you today. The topic is about the IT industry, the engine of growth, and it's a very obvious topic. We all know that the IT sector has brought brand equity to the India and has created largest number of modern jobs and has created a kind of scenario where we bank upon IT and grow in other sectors of economy. The growth of IT started way back in 80s with the provisioning of certain policy decisions by the Department of Electronics, Government of India. And since then, the IT industry has not looked back, and it has not only grown in consistent manner, but it also has seen accelerated growth in many reforms. Today, if you look at the statistics, the contribution of IT in the Indian GDP was about 1% in 1991, which has grown to more than 9% in year 2014 and 15. You can see that slowly the contribution of IT is growing in the Indian GDP, means the role of IT in the growth of India is growing in very rapid manner. The revenues that India has seen in field of IT and ITS is about $132 billion in year 2014-15, in comparison to the revenue of year 2013-14 that was in the tune of $116 billion. The export, which was $76 billion in year 2012-13, rose to $87 billion in 13-14, and now it is at $98.5 billion. In the field of IT, so far about 3.5 million engineers are employed, and as per the estimates, about 2 lakhs engineers are getting inducted in the sector. And that's the strength of IT. In turn, it's the contribution of IT to the nation. Apart from, if you look at other statistics, the share of IT and ITS services in the entire export of the country is said to be about 28%. Whereas, if you look at the share of IT and ITS in the entire service export, it is more than 38%. We can see that these statistics clearly imply and establish that the engine of growth of India is IT itself. Apart from its all pervasiveness, apart from its role in defining all conventional system and transforming systems across us, it is also a job creator, it is also a creator of brand equity for the country, and it is also a feeder for all kind of innovations across the sectors of economy. India has captured large part of sourcing business. Right now, we are having the share of entire sourcing business in the world in the tune of 55%, and we are steadily growing. But if you look at the India's share in the entire ITS in India's business, we are only at 5.some%. And if you exclude the electronics from it, the share rises to 9%. That means, though we are doing very well in the terms of outsourcing business, we are lacking badly in the product creation, IPR creation. We are similarly lacking badly in manufacturing electronics. And that's why, on one hand, the IT and ITS industries engine of growth for us, for the country. Other hand, we have lot of opportunity in form of challenges in field of product creation, IPR creation and manufacturing in the field of electronics. As per the National Policy on IT 2012, by 2020, the exports from the country is going to be at $200 billion, almost more than double of what we have today. And the entire revenue that we will have in IT and ITS is about $300 billion. Meaning from 132 to $200 billion, $300 billion. So we are going to be more than double. We can simulate a scenario where simple arithmetic can suggest us that by 2020 we will be employing about say 7 million engineers, and by the time we will be able to add about 400,000 engineers every year. You can imagine the size of the IT and ITS sector in the Indian economy. I am not interpolating or extrapolating the figures. Simple arithmetic suggests that by the time the share of IT and ITS industry in the Indian GDP will be more than 20%. Apart from the potential growth, intended growth and planned growth that the government has for the electronics manufacturing. If, as per the National Policy on Electronics, by 2020, the electronics ESDM sector in India will be about $400 billion. And as per the study, by the time the India will produce $104 billion product in the country. But that study was conducted in year 2012, and in year 2015 we are seeing a lot of action. The India is taking a lot of initiative, ease of doing, we are growing in the rank of ease of doing business. We are taking initiatives to reform the environment of business in India. GST law has been passed. The movements of goods across the country is going to be easier than what it was in past. The tax collection, the litigation and the industry is going to benefit a lot. The industries are going to be more efficient. They are going to cut the cost and invest in other manner for skilling, for investment, for innovation and other. So the outlook is very bright, and going by this rate and going by the kind of initiative that has been taken or under pipeline by the government, we can foresee a great future for the country and for this sector in general, in particular. This Express Sabha has already set its agenda around the 9 pillars of Digital India initiative, and I am sure that eminent speakers and experts have already talked about these pillars. I don't need to talk about them right now, but I would definitely say that those pillars are also helping IT industry in their growth, because the objectives as set down in those pillars and the action point, the agenda that has been set by the government, that is going to attract and require a lot of IT into it. In turn, it will present a lot of opportunity for IT industry at large in this country. It will create a virtuous cycle. On one hand, we will grow in our e-governance initiative, will make the life of citizen and businesses better than what it is today. At the same time, the IT industry will also grow on the demands that it will create. And therefore, all these things put together are going to make a lot of difference for us in the future. We have heard about smart city initiative. We know that 100 smart cities are planned to be put in place by 2025. And as per an estimate, we are going to have the investment in this project in the tune of $1.2 trillion. I am sure that we know that these smart cities would be developed around technology and prominently information technology, and you can see the amount of domestic business that is going to come in front of us in forms of a smart city. The government has taken a lot of initiative about connectivity, national knowledge network, connecting all the universities and center of excellence, national optical fiber network, connect by high speed broadband to all the villages, village panchayat, 2.5 lakhs village panchayat of this country. This is going to help in delivering of those services to the citizens on one hand, and it is also going to provide a great booster for e-commerce and content provide to the last mile. This is going to be another booster for the IT industry in this country. There are so many initiatives that are in pipeline, and most of us know, all of us know. I don't need to enumerate all those initiatives. I would say that a lot of all the stakeholders in this country, apart from Government of India, the state governments, the academia, all these stakeholders, the businesses at large are working together to see that India prospers and grows to the extent it requires. And I would say that STPI is also playing its role in this regard. Apart from coming up to 20 lakhs square feet of space mostly in tier 2 and tier 3 cities dedicated to startup companies, the smaller companies and the product based companies. Apart from transforming, modifying its incubation program where we can have the input like the needed input like angel funding, mentoring support and all other support that require for entrepreneurs, and working hand in hand with the state governments, the academia, to provide them all sorts of support, provide them a complete ecosystem for promotion and growth of entrepreneurship. At the same time, STPI is also coming up with a business idea competition engine, a platform that is being developed for us by Infosys. The engine is so robust, the platform is going to be so robust that it will be able to take on board almost all the students that are studying in engineering colleges across the country, and throughout the year it will be our endeavor to run those competitions, to award and identify the winners and preserve and promote their ideas for further entrepreneurship. We are also going to work for the establishment of a Trade India portal only for IT, ITS in ESDM sector. It is going to be a multi-layer communication trade portal where right from setting up the meetings, right from communication, the final layer will be even e-commerce. Yet this project is being developed by Infosys for us. We are working closely with the state governments to make sure that the vision of Digital India is realized. With the government of Karnataka, we have already worked and we have established a characterization lab, mostly to meet the requirement of reliability testing and characterization testing of the chips that were being designed in those localities, and for testing they were being sent abroad. So to cut the time and turnaround time, we established that lab. Another lab we are going to establish is with the support of Government of Odisha in Bhubaneswar, and for that the DPR is already ready and we will commence our operation in that regard. With the support of Government of Odisha, we are also coming up with ESDM incubation center. That incubation center will focus primarily in the field of electronic system and design sector, and that will be supported by Government of Odisha and STPI and some center of excellent educational institutes located in Bhubaneswar. We have already established ASDM incubation center in Delhi with the support of University of Delhi and India Electronic Semiconductor Association. Under this incubation program, we will be selecting 50 startup companies in those verticals that are cartel identified, and we will be providing all the support that is required by those entrepreneurs. The 10 companies will be selected each year, and this project will be stretched over 5 years. I am just enumerating to say that the efforts are happening to see that India continues to grow in terms of export, in terms of domestic production, manufacturing, job creation, and India transforms itself from service, outsourcing industry, service industry to product creation, towards IPR creation, because the industry in India, IT industry in India has moved up the value chain, and now when it started from maintenance job and promotion job and maintenance job and coding job over last 20-25 years, now India is a hub for R&D outsourcing, for designing and product creation, and that's why our people who are employed in these sectors are competent, capable, and excited above to venture into creation of product, provided the right kind of ecosystem is presented before them. I am very sure that the kind of stakeholder consultation that happens across the year, and the kind of participation and collaborative planning that is happening right now in this country, I am sure that in coming decades the vision of 2020 or 2025 will be definitely realized, and India will definitely move and march towards becoming a great nation. And the best thing is that the IT industry, ESDM industry will play a great role in making India a great nation, and IT would play a vital role and continue to be the engine of growth. With this, I would thank again to all the participants and organizers for giving me opportunity to be with you this evening. Thank you.